Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of a somewhat surprising record on Wall Street. The S&P 500 has jumped 0.9% today and is now above its all-time closing high in afternoon trading. Upbeat profit reports have pushed major Wall Street indexes higher across the board. Remember, it was just 7 months ago that this market was undergoing a severe downturn, slicing 20% off the S&P index. So to be back to a record high so quickly is one of the fastest round trips in market history. In the US, new home sales came in better than expected in March. A sharp drop from February was expected, but in the end, a good rise was posted. Recall existing home sales levels were quite weak in March, and these represent about 10 times the level of new home sales. Meanwhile, the latest update to their house price index reveals only a very modest change for February, but it's standing 4.9% above the same month a year ago. Regional variances are large, however. The next regional Fed review of manufacturing activity has brought a restrained view, with new order and shipment levels slipping. It is a story being repeated at most Fed districts. The US economy may be delivering record earnings for the major listed companies, but on-the-ground economic activity seems fairly lackluster. China's tax cuts program is underway, delivering $75 billion in cuts in the first quarter of 2019. This is another plank in their stimulus support of economic activity. The overall tax cut will ramp up to $450 billion over all of 2019, so there's a lot to come yet. And the April survey of EU consumer sentiment is still negative, but this result largely reversed the improvements we've been reported in the first 3 months of the year. US Treasury 10-year yield has drifted down by 2 basis points overnight and is now at 2.57%. Gold is marginally softer, down $2 at $1,272 an ounce. And US oil prices are firmer again today, now just over $66.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $74.50 a barrel. And that is a 16-month high. But it's worth noting that the Chinese refused to accept the US sanctions on Iran, and this could complicate their trade talks. India also seems unlikely to respect these sanctions. The Kiwi dollar is unchanged today at 66.8 US cents. On the cross rates, we're at 93.7 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 59.3 euro cents. That puts the TWI at 71.2. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.